What's up, Chicago? Are you ready for the new look, Maze Jackson? That's right, it's your boy, it's your man, Maze Jackson, live, getting ready for the Maze Jackson social media question of the week. Right here, live in the building, behind the scenes at WVON. As you can see behind me, I got the lady with the magic finger. Say what's up to the people, Sonya. Now, Sonya, you had an interesting perspective, right? I said, should we be scared about Donald Trump? Do you want him to succeed? What do you think?
Look, it's like we're all on the same plane, and you're hoping the pilot crashes the plane. We're all in it together. So I just hope he does well.
See, that's what I'm talking about. At this point, y'all, he is the president-elect of the United States. Y'all can be mad if you want to, but we still got to deal with him for at least 4 years. Now, as you can see behind me, there is Todd Ronskowski on the telephone. I can't tell if he's really working or is he really macking somebody down on the phone. Who knows? We'll find that out much more. I'm about to head into the studio. Check this out. The Maze Jackson social media question of the week. But on top of it, I'm going to be going until 12 o'clock noon today because I'm filling in for Perry Small. So, hey, y'all, do me a favor. Share the broadcast. We're about to get it cracking. I got my coffee. I'm headed into the studio. Let's get it on. Who's there with me? What's up, Dewan? What's up, Ronald? All right. All right, y'all. You know how I like to do. I like to break in on the D-Tizzle. Doma T about to get it cracking on the...
Oh, you got a new haircut.
What's up, Doma Tizzle?
What's going on, man?
I'm mad I didn't get to see the panel yesterday, man. I saw you on social media.
It was
hot,
you gotta
let me know. Put me on your list, man. Send me the Doma T email.
I got you.
Get ready. Here goes with the news.
See, now you know I mess up every time you do this, man. You make me nervous.
Here you go, Doma T, y'all.
You know it's gonna be 70 degrees today.
You see, I got a t-shirt on, homie? Yeah. Okay, y'all. Share the broadcast.
53 degrees goes up to a high of 72 degrees, believe it or not, at 7:59. I'm Doma T. Pungo with our news now. Here's what's happening. Aldermen unanimously approve Emmanuel's 2017 budget. A downstate explosion kills one and injures 10 others. We'll talk about that in a moment. Also, the governor fights with lawmakers over automatic voter registration. We'll have details on that story and a lot more at 8:30. Traffic and weather on the way. It's 8 o'clock. WVON's Network News is now.
Hold on, y'all. I had a spill, so I'll be right back. What's up, y'all? I'm back. Yeah, Doma T said he ain't know I had no kids. What's up to my beautiful wife? Yes, my beautiful daughter Milan, who is a junior at the D, and my son.
Shout out to Miss Steele Jackson.
There it is. There she go. What's up to the most beautiful girl in the world?
Do your thing. I'm out of here. Tune in to Maze's page. He's gonna pick up where I'm leaving off.
What's up, people? Hey, y'all, it's your boy Maze Jackson live in the studio right now with your man Matt. We're about to do the Maze Jackson social media question of the week. Matt, what's going on, man? What you got cracking?
What's happening? Bianca Massini from the Milliner Massini Report.
You know what? From the Miller Massini, you were rocking it. Man, you was giving us a lot of, you were providing us with a tremendous amount of insight as it related to our government. So I think I'm looking forward to the conversation. I want to talk about today, we're going to be talking about this sanctuary city status and what's in it for black folks.
Look, Maze, what I've done is I've taken the speakers off of the headphones.
Okay.
So I don't know if it makes it easier. Like for me,
that does.
It's made it easier for me to kind of position.
Okay, cool. Can I have one?
Yeah, so you can check it out.
Okay, my mizzle. Y'all, we getting ready. You see, I got my coffee. I'm ready to get it cracking. I'm for Perry Small. Hey, y'all, do me a favor. Take a moment, reach down, share the broadcast. Share with everybody because we about to get it cracking. You know how I do. Got my What's in it for the Black People shirt on. So we about to ask the questions.
Did you catch Bianca doing her hair, man? You missed it, man. She did.
Bianca, go ahead. Let us get you with her hair. Okay, there you go, Bianca. Now, Bianca, you're from, where are you from?
I am from, I live in Chicago, but I'm from Waukegan.
Waukegan? They kill people in Waukegan.
They do.
That is,
don't remind me.
That's the north, that's Roseland North. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. Hey, shout out to everybody in Waukegan. I think in that state rep, Rita Mayfield is up there, I believe, if that's the case. Shout out to State Representative Rita Mayfield, chairman of the Black Caucus. Hey, y'all, it's going down today.
She's chairman of the Black Caucus? Really?
She's chairman of the House Black Caucus.
Yeah, I did not offer you. Did you want a Pellegrino?
Oh, sure.
It's not cold.
See, look at y'all. Matt done got bourgeoisito on us. Talking about some, would you care for some Pellegrino?
Some Italian. Since I'm driving an Italian sports car.
Hey man, I saw your Italian sports car out there, man. That was hot.
You know what, man?
I want to see this SUV, man. I'm looking to have like a little knock around car to like. Is it?
Yeah.
And it's how are they? It
They
seems
got a
like they
couple of
was.
them, though, man. See, a lot of these now, they've got the 500X. The 500X, which is the one that's got four-wheel drive. I like the 500L, though, man. The body style of the 500L.
I want to see it. Bianca, say what's up to Jermaine Marbury. He like, hey, Bianca. You seem like you done added you a fan club or something already. All right. What's up? Who we got on? We got live with us this morning. Hold on. Let me see what we got. Okay. Robert Albert Nethery. Dewan, what's up? You always with us. Gavin True Blue Armor. What's up, Kristen Dumasani? Lenora Woods, all the way from Atlanta. Dwayne Hirsch, Small Business Advocacy Council. Gavin True Blue Armor, let's see. To my beautiful, lovely wife, Commissioner Carrie Steele. Hey, baby, have a great meeting today. Jermaine Marbury, David Michael Milner. David Milner, man, I'm going to tell y'all. Last time I ever went to Prince's house with David Milner, man. He shut the whole joint down, Prince threw a concert. David, you still the man in my book. Shout out to Trindale Roberson. Where can you get this shirt? Hit me up online. Send me an inbox to maze at mazejack.com, mazej@mazjc.com, and we will get you cracking. Where's my stat? Hey, man, I went back to the naked face, man. I changed it up a little bit. I think I missed the November memo. So I shaved my beard in November. But hey, now that I know I can grow it back. Have y'all shared the broadcast? Take a moment. Share the broadcast. Share it. Share the broadcast. Okay, y'all, don't forget, I'm also filling in for Perry Small today, but we're going to get it cracking today. I'm going to ask the question that you want to know, that everybody wants to know.
Some of the stuff that gets shot down really needs to get put through. And do you know that there's actually, and I think it's covered today, but do you know that there's a nursing workforce reauthorization act to extend advanced education nursing grants to support clinical nurse specialist programs?
No, see, that's kind of.
Got a high today of 72 degrees, plenty of sunshine, low 57 right now, it's 54.
Did you share the broadcast?
It's our traffic.
Oh, yeah,
So
see, that's,
nurses need to know about this.
yeah. No, that's true. I mean,
Live from the Xfinity Studios at WVON.
All right, y'all. Show me some love out there. If you in Facebook world, Facebook Live, we about to get it cracking. I got my coffee. I'm going to have to send somebody to the store to give me another one because I got to do another 3 hours. So it's a 4-hour marathon with your boy Maze Jackson, Matt Man. But it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Mizzy, Matty, Matt with the Maze Jackson social media question of the week. This is where it all started, people. You want to sound grimy? Records out.
I tell you what, I am going to do this absolutely right now. What am I talking about? Lucky caller number 4 right now, 591-1690. Now's your chance to win a family 4-pack of vouchers for the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus Out of This World. Everyone loves the circus. Big kids, little kids, grown kids, fat kids, skinny kids. All right, that's not
Hey
on the
man,
copy. I
not
made
fat
that
kid. We don't have fat. Oh, in the Donald Trump world, fat might come back.
You're about to get an opportunity to blast off on an adventure of space-age family fun with Ringling Brothers. They're back with their out-of-this-world 3-ring treat for the entire family. Call now at 591-1690. Caller number 4, you're going to the it is 3-ring a treat. You know, you can go to other circuses, man. The Ringling Brothers got 3-ring circus going. It's something else.
Hey, Matt. So first of all, let me shout out to Ringling Brothers. That is my client.
Absolutely.
Been a client for actually 17 years now. So I'm excited about that. But there isn't a 3-ring circus this year.
It's not.
They have changed it. It is out of this world. So we want to encourage everybody to come and see the new, revamped, restyled circus.
Oh, okay.
No 3 rings
in
this
the
year.
copy.
No 3 rings this year. We've actually got an actual
But they
ice
said
skating.
3-ring treat, though. All right, so I'll take that.
Ice skating. We've actually got an ice skating floor this year. It's gonna be crazy. It's out of this world. And you know the ringmaster is a brother.
That's right.
Jonathan Lee Iverson, who actually happens to be my birthday twin as
Is
well.
that right?
Yes.
That is amazing. You know, I tell people all the time about, as a kid, my father taking me and my brothers to the Ringling Brothers Circus. I think the first time I went, man, it was at the Old International Amphitheater.
I think I went to that one
On
too.
43rd
Man.
and Halsted.
It was the bomb though. You know what? You couldn't wait for that time of the year when you knew you were going to the circus.
But then the star was always this guy, Gunther Gable Williams. Remember Gunther Gable Williams?
Yep.
Man, look, Gunther Gable, you talking about a player. Gunther Gable Williams used to come in, like the circus would be going on, they'd do some stuff, and then all of a sudden the ringman, and ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages, it is time to meet the star of the show. And then they would do Gunther Gable Williams. Introducing Gunther Gable Williams, right? And then the ringmaster would start singing, right? Here comes Gunther Gable Williams. And he would come in this all white, on this white horse. And the horse would be
Ric
dancing.
Flair, the original Ric Flair, baby.
Man, well, he was.
Woo!
And the horse would be jumping, man. Dancing, coming in like this, boom, popping. And Gunther was like just a player, man. Everybody was going nuts. He'd take his hat off like, yes, it's me, Gunther Gable. And then he'd go in there with the lions and the tigers and do his thing.
Gunther was the man.
Wasn't he the man? No, he was the man, man. He was. That was the original Ric Flair. So, do we have a winner? We've got a winner, I'm sure. And all right, we got a winner. Let me take off my glasses so I can read who our winner is, who's going to Ringling Brothers. Actually, I'm giving away another family voucher 4-pack as well. So this is going to be good, guys. You're going to have a good time at the Ringling Brothers. Alexander Ruffin, congratulations to you.
Yeah, Alexander.
Yeah, to everybody that you're taking with you. If you have children, if you have young or old, get out to the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus at the United Center playing. Have you ever been to the circus?
I have never been to
What?
Maze,
Wait,
come on,
what?
man.
I didn't,
What?
I was gonna
Okay,
say yes.
stop.
I was gonna say it.
Don't lie.
I have
Don't lie.
never-
You know what? So before we leave,
I wish I'd been to the
you have a family?
I do.
Do you have a significant other? You got some kids? You got some?
I have a nephew.
Okay, check this out. You know what? I'm gonna get in trouble with my sister, but I am going to make an executive call here and tell you that you cannot be in this studio and tell me you've never been to the circus.
Never.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to go into my personal stash.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to get you a family 4-pack of 4 tickets, and you are going to go to the greatest show on earth, and you're going to report back to me. What you're going to have to give me a Facebook Live video or something from the show to let us know you went, right? You're going to share it, but I will make sure that you and 3 other people have the experience. And
Vouchers.
Okay, but that's how. This is not from the station. This is Maze Jackson's personal stash, because you just burned my ears off when you said you've never been to the
That's
circus.
You've got a
Oh my
deal.
God.
I love it.
I
That's
will
a great
report
idea.
back on my first.
Oh, we gotta
my
say
first
vouchers,
circus
not tickets.
experience.
Oh, right. We do, and it is true. We do have vouchers,
Right.
which is even better than tickets because it allows you to pick your show, and you can go and they can get you as close as. I think you can't sit in the front row, but anywhere else.
All right, we're giving away some more. So Alexander Ruffin, congratulations on your win there. He's going to be able to take his family, as well as Bianca's going to be able to take somebody to the circus. As a courtesy of
Bianca's going to be taking
Maze
3
Jackson.
people to the circus, and I want to see all 3 on social media with a big old chip. Greatest. I might even
I
make
will
you
give you
meet
feedback.
the ringmaster or something. We're going to have to work this out. I can't believe this is happening to me.
I think the ringmaster would like that.
Yeah, I think the ringmaster and his family would welcome her with open arms.
I think he would like it. All right, Maze, what's going on? We got Maze Jackson social media question of the week on Thursday. What's on your mind this day, brother?
Man, Matt, you know, I am like most Americans, I have mixed emotions. Well, probably not like most Americans that I know, because most Americans that I know have pretty much resigned themselves to the fact that government for them is over for the next 4 years. I feel kind of like they're in the Tea Party, right? So I feel like what's happened in the world for for white people right now, for black people, is what white people probably felt when Barack Obama was elected.
Absolutely.
All of this talk about banning the Electoral College and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, I think that black people cannot afford to change the rules because we don't like the outcome. Because if that becomes the norm, guess what? We're going to be cooked every single time that something happens. So I really, I've been really trying to figure out, I got my shirt on today. What's in it for the black people, right? Like, what's in this Donald Trump presidency for the black people? And, he issued a 10-point plan almost immediately after he got in office. And I thought, everybody was like, suspect. What has he ever done for black people? What is he? No one wants to read this plan. It's garbage. Go away. And I thought to myself, when has anybody from any party ever specifically laid out, just even said, I'm about to attempt to lay out a plan to address this situation?
Not in a few hundred years.
Right, exactly. Not since, at least it's since Abraham Lincoln, and he wasn't really trying to address our issues. He was addressing his issues with the Union. So
him and Frederick Douglass.
And Frederick Douglass wasn't no president, though.
No, I'm saying him and,
right.
the White House. And you think about the fact that Frederick Douglass was in the White House back then is amazing. Shows amazing.
There was some black people there, if you saw the butler.
Yeah.
He just wasn't, he didn't have a tray. He was the only black person there without a tray.
I did see that movie.
So, Matt, it got me to, but you know me, I'm not really a big national politics guy. I like to boil stuff down locally. And so I got to thinking about, I watched the budget address and I saw the mayor on TV crying, or not crying, but catching a tear in regards to Donald Trump's declaration that he is going to cut off funding for sanctuary cities. Now, I had a problem with I found a challenge with sanctuary cities, the sanctuary city concept from the beginning, because I felt that it was an attempt to supplant, again, another attempt to erode black power or the black political power base by diluting the numbers and by flooding the system with a group of immigrants who can't necessarily, we can use the benefits, but they can't necessarily vote, but we can use them to dilute the political viability of black people. So, I kind of look at things kind of crazy. So then I started saying, so the mayor just the president-elect said that he's got this great 10-point plan, or not great 10-point, but he's got this 10-point plan to address black people, specifically black people. Mm-hmm. We live in the city of Chicago where unemployment for blacks is double what it is nationally. Mm-hmm. We have a crazy, intense murder rate, and we have a depression of economic development, specifically in our communities. And the mayor decided to double down on the sanctuary city concept, despite being elected overwhelmingly by the black community. So my question today to the WVON listening audience is, should Chicago continue to be a sanctuary city? And if so, what's in it for the black people?
Mm-hmm. And so when you look at these other cities that have made this commitment to maintaining their sanctuary city status, right? These are cities that, to me, are like Chicago. They have a large Hispanic population in LA, of course. That city, in fact, the police superintendent in LA came out and said that he, in no way, shape, or form, will be enforcing any aggressive policies that Donald Trump may have toward immigration and deportation, right? So I thought that was interesting. The police chief came out. It didn't even come out from the mayor's office. The police chief came out and said, hey, we're not going to be using resources for any of Donald Trump's plan. Is it a political move? Is it these mayors of these cities understanding that they have a large Hispanic population and just basically covering their political basis, saying, is that what Mayor Emanuel was doing? Was he basically catering to the fact that he lives in a city that has a lot of Hispanics and immigrants?
I think that...
and here's the issue, too.
Polish and Irish, actually. Yep. Polish and Irish. And a lot of those are not over the border. Right. A lot of those are overstay their visa and never leave, etc.
Now, let me tell you this, though, Mays, not to get off the subject, but see, Donald Trump needs to be kind of pressed on that. Hey, when you talk about this whole deportation thing, man. Are we talking about the Polish and Irish as well?
Let me tell you.
Most groups aren't talking about. Matter of fact, a lot of them actually say we wish that the immigration problems with the Swedish, or I mean, I've heard that openly said, or with the Polish, they're not really don't have as much of a problem. I think it's more of a brown thing.
My question is though, again, here we go as black folks. So yesterday I saw black folks saying it. Well, let me back up. Cause what does that have to do with us? Right? Like, I don't even think I need to know about what the Polish immigrants, if they taking the Polish immigrants, if they taking the whoever is an immigrant, I just feel like, what does being a sanctuary city have to do with black people except the dilution of our power?
All right, 591-1690. We've got some phone calls. We'll get to them when we return. It is 8:18 on WVON. Your boy Doma T. Pongo coming your way with traffic and weather next.
I 100% believe it dilutes the power. I live in Chicago, so let me just give you this real quick. So in Chicago, first of all, the Latinos are not trying to align with blacks for their power. They are, as soon as they get an opportunity, they align with whites for power. When they're trying to get when we're talking about the 20%, they ain't trying to get part of the white people 80%. They want all the black 20% before they move into that space. So what happens is you have these wards in these areas that are designated Latino, that are filled with immigrants from Latino communities, who then are run by white elected officials who know that even though I got 65,000 people, only 4,000 of them can vote. And they're white. And so I'm going to take care of the Latinos. Because I keep the power, but I never have to really worry about them voting against me. So from my standpoint, what I see is you see wards where they're packed with Latinos, but they're not represented by Latino representation. So what happens is those aldermen, those elected officials bring in tons and tons of resources to cater to that population while taking it away from ours.
Well, I was going to say, do you think our power is diluted more from our lack of knowledge and power more than really someone else who's underprivileged, needing sanctuary? Because when I think of sanctuary, no matter what it's called in political sense, people who need help. It's and who are we as a community that's needed people at some point to say that where are we going to put them?
Who reciprocates that? Do you hear any Latinos saying the only time we supposed to be black and brown alliance is when the Latinos are getting slapped around? They don't have. Who's the Latino that ran to the front for any of the murders of any of the black people that have happened? Shoot, half the time when you see, if it's not a white cop killing a black person, it's a Latino cop killing a black person. It's a Latino person. When you see these videos in the prison, in the jails, it's Latinos kicking black people's ass just like it is white folks. They don't see us as their ally. And so in this pursuit, so the U.S. government is getting ready to load all this money to these cities to deal with black folks, right? Here, we're going to work out some programs and we're going to give you some money. Okay, so that's what they say. But we're going to cut ourselves, black folks are going to cut themselves off from that access to those resources to protect a community that has no love for us. And as soon as the resources come down, so right now, if we declare ourselves a sanctuary city and the president says, I'm cutting off resources, and I believe they are. The Mayor Emanuel says they're not going to focus on it, but I believe they are because Steve Bannon is trying. We're going to isolation.
That is why we've got to come together as citizens. This is
you guys,
right?
you guys should have this conversation on air.
Okay. Because we're sitting here like,
I'm telling you, I tell people this all the time.
Then we come back silent.
Yeah.
What you say?
The best conversations are on air. You know what means? You don't even have to put those speakers all the way up. You can just put them close. Because people have been telling me, man, that they just hear it. You don't even got to put it up. Just turn them up.
Man, you sound like Howard Stern. Don't say anything till it's rolling.
That's it though. All right, 8:22 on WVON. It's Mace Jackson social media question of the week with Bianca Massini joining us from the Milner Massini Report on this warm Thursday. It's supposed to be high temperatures, man. They say we're going to get over 70 degrees out there. So get out and enjoy. You never know. I got a feeling some people are going to be lighting up the grill today. This might be one of the last days to do it. Mace has got a question for you that's connected to the presidential election, something that was in the news last week with Mayor Emanuel and other mayors around the country declaring their affirmation toward maintaining their sanctuary city status. Does this run in contrast to what the new president wants to do? And Mays, you were saying that is it going to be this confrontation between the new president-elect Trump? Will he penalize a city who does not go along with his plan to deport people who are here illegally? You're saying there might be a financial consequence that ultimately will trickle down and hurt the African American community.
Right. The president has said that he's going to cut off federal resources to cities that have maintained that they are the sanctuary cities. Now, you know, Matt, I believe that the president-elect ran on the premise of, I believe that this immigration with an E was part of his plan and part of his platform. And I think that the people that voted for him, even the 13% of African Americans, which was pretty high considering, that was a significant leg of their platform. So I believe that the addition of Steve Bannon, which you all were talking about earlier, is part of that plan. And how is the narrative of that going to be done? At the same time, we've seen this president-elect come out, and I'm not, guys, be clear, I'm not saying that I trust any of them, really, in the grand scheme of things. But here he comes out with a plan to address specifically the black community, which was not just social services. There was economic development. There was a lot of the things that we've talked about. We've talked about there being a black agenda or a lack thereof, and we haven't proposed one, so they proposed one. If we stand to benefit from that, what is the benefit for us to be protecting a sanctuary city status when we have not reaped any of the benefits of a black-brown coalition in Illinois that I've ever seen? Every time I've seen something, it winds up with Latinos taking something from blacks in Illinois.
Well, we're talking about human beings, though, so it's not just a sanctuary city title. These are human beings. And at some point in American history, we've all needed some type of protection from other human beings. As African Americans, the fight should not necessarily be trying to figure out, in my opinion, if it's a sanctuary city, are there going to be more people coming here? You know, I believe if we have a plan for our community to rise, which to me is education, focus on equal education, the same education throughout all schools, everywhere, every district. If you go to a public school in Massachusetts, you shouldn't find any difference between a publicly funded school in Massachusetts that's that's second in the country than if you come into the inner city in Chicago. So if we make that our focus, it's kind of like, to me, when I look at things in the media, no matter whether it comes from Fox, CNN, the newspapers, I feel like they want us to focus on that, to take away our attention from the real things that give you power. The real things that give us power is not worrying about people who have less than us seeking sanctuary. Just the name alone, sanctuary city. Even if there are some political agendas with that, I get there could be. But if we take all that energy and power and focus on the seats coming up in 2 years, the 33 Senate seats, the 435 House seats, the fact that our education is totally unequal. So you're going to tell me that Donald Trump, as president, is going to say all this money is going to go into the community? We've had unequal education for all this time, and as black people, we stand up and say, we want equal education. We want good teachers. We want these to be equal. They're going to say, well, you know what? Because there's a sanctuary city title, you guys don't get fair education here. That would be completely absurd. We need to focus our attention and stop creating anger towards people who we think are taking things from us, from other cultures that are minorities also, even if it's the white, poor minority culture, because obviously they're a minority now also, and focus on things we can make that can make us more powerful, like being more knowledgeable, being more included in our politics, because no one's going to take away, no one's going to stop us from getting funding if we stand up and say, just because we're a sanctuary city, we're not going to take it. It's us taking this stuff.
Well, you know what? We're going to continue to have we can probably debate this. And again, I look at it as resources, right? So I go to Springfield or I go to city council.
You think finite resources?
Right. I think that there's a limited amount of resources. I don't think that they're going to continue to plow all this money. And so when I think about where is the money going? Right? Where does the money and the resources that they're fighting for in Springfield go? If you are fighting for resources to go into a community, again, look at what happened on the southwest side of Chicago. They closed 53 predominantly black schools because of underusage. At the same time, awarding private Latino schools $120 million to build 5 new state-of-the-art schools because of Latino overcrowding in which they were controlled. If you look at the attendance of the people that got the benefit of those schools, they were not, a tremendous amount of them were not citizens, right? And so again, we lost 53 schools and $120 million. I look at it as a competition for resources, and so I'm not giving up ours for somebody else.
Maybe that's what they want us to do, is compete for resources when there might be enough resources. Maybe that's the goal, to keep us divided and competing.
Well, I do think that is a goal that has worked as well. But I think this is a good debate that you guys are having. Let's see what some of our phone calls think. Steve, good morning. Welcome to WVON.
Hey, how y'all doing this morning? Matt Mays here on the guest. I think that until black people realize that this is a war out here between when it comes political and these resources, we ain't gonna never move forward. I'm not interested in no sanctuary city. I'm not interested in that because we never benefited from none of that. So I'm with Mays on that. It's all about the bread. It's all about the money. And we can't afford to be coalition with anybody right now, as I see it. You know, these Latinos, everybody think Latinos got it all together. No, they reaping the benefits off of our backs, and we ain't never receiving nothing in return. So they don't come out for us like we do for them. We always helping people. We're always coalescing with other people, and then they climb right over us, and so on and so forth. So no. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't think black folks should be a part of none of that. It is war, and until we start understanding that it's war, we ain't going to never move forward.
All right, good call, Steve, there. You know, some people would say, look, we've been coalescing with white folks, and that hasn't gotten us anywhere either, though.
They made a lot of our
and so there is that comment as well. Go ahead, Mason, before we break.
Matt, you know, I think like this. I think when you look at straight politics, black people overwhelmingly reelected Mayor Emanuel, right? So with that, is there a benefit for black people, the people who put him in office, for him to be pushing this sanctuary city? And if he is, what is the benefit for the people that overwhelmingly elected him? So I want black folks to say how they feel so that when you come back to our neighborhood and say, I want your vote, you can explain to them why your priority was sanctuary city before economic investment.
Hold that, Bianca. We got more phone calls, more with both of our guests in the studio talking about this issue. Mays Jackson's social media question of the week is? I called him off during the other side.
What is the benefit? Should Chicago continue to pursue the sanctuary city status, and what's in it for the black people?
All right, guys, this hour of the morning show brought to you by our friends at Dakola's. Best seafood in town is right in Beverly on 107th and Western. Guys, you walk right in and pick out what you want. Hey, are you in the mood for catfish, shrimp, scallops, lobster tail? Yes, they have that. Perch. What about halibut, huh? You like that? Salmon? Of course you do. If you like good quality seafood, then Dakola's is the place for you, right? Because they have the freshest seafood in town. Good customer service, no doubt about that. Parking lot right there, easy to pull up. And more importantly, the food, guys. The special seasoning that comes with Dakola's seafood is there, right there for you. All you got to do is call 773-238-7071. That's 773-238-7071. Place your order in advance and the food is ready for you when you get there. I'm talking about Dakola's. You will be too. Dakola's provides Chicago with the best seafood for over 60 years. Don't you Live
from the WVON newsroom. Here's
Go.
Power News.
So obviously, people brought here slaves.
Degrees at
Is this a good question for on the air?
Yeah, probably. So obviously we were brought here as slaves. At some point we were told, you know what, you guys can go back to Africa, which would have been emigration, what they're trying to do. They take California, they take Nevada, they push all the Indians and the Mexicans down, right? This is naturally their land. You can walk across and come here from there. So now we have all these people that are illegal, are illegal from there. Oh, okay, thanks. Where do we put these people? Do we just, people that are spending money in our communities, people that are, when in reality, political power does not come from us from having or not having a sanctuary city.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
When you go out of town, right?
Yeah.
You travel?
Oh yeah, both my parents, neither of my parents.
And when you travel, do you have to have a passport?
Yes.
And do you complain about the fact that you have to have a passport?
Only since 9/11, I used to be able to travel on my...
But to the Caribbean cities. But I'm saying, when you went to Europe, when you went to Africa, when you go to England, when you go to France, well, now they have the thing. But when you leave this continent, you have to show some ID to get in this mug, and they track you. Why is that now a problem? Look, it's war.
I'm not saying, all I'm just trying to say is that our lack of power as blacks does not come from Mexican immigration. That's all I'm saying. That's not where
I'm with you.
That's
our
not
lack
where
of economic opportunity.
And if we start focusing on that in 4 years, we're going to be very surprised when we're nowhere. Because look, because you got to think, the problem with Latinos and blacks didn't start when Trump got in power. So
why are we running to the front to save? Look, I'm not saying we go. I'm saying y'all gotta fight on y'all hands. So when we was marching and getting our heads punched in, marching in Birmingham, who was at the front of the line? Wasn't that many Mexicans? Yeah, we had a partnership. They really had other things that they was focused on.
But
they own damn self.
Why even give? And if this is what the media and what the government is putting in forefront, maybe they're trying to distract us. Why not say as black people our opinion on it? You know what? It doesn't really affect us. We don't have an opinion. How about let's talk about the fact that we only have this amount of representation in the Senate, this amount of representation in the House. How about when they ask us, no comment, neither for or against it, really doesn't affect us. So you know what? Let's start building up and using that energy rather than using it on worrying about whether we're a sanctuary city, worrying about our power in government, because that's really how you get the money. That's really how you get the power.
I'm okay with that component of it. What my issue is why are we running to the front? So here I'm looking at it like this.
Ooh, but I didn't see any. I mean, mostly it was mayors and stuff.
Okay, but so the mayor of the Chicago City Council stands up in the middle of the budget address with all these damn murders and everything that's going on to tell us how he's choked up because of they gonna put immigrants out of the country. I'm not tripping on saying, hey man, I care. But if it means that we're gonna lose resources that are meant specifically to address issues for us, I'm sorry.
I don't think as African Americans we can lose resources that are addressed for us.
Sweetheart, if you look at Chicago
State
has an $88 million operating budget. Mm-hmm. They have 7 black contractors that $320,000.
Chicago State, right? I can tell you even worse. I have with me the budget breakdown that all the other schools got.
I got it.
Yeah, from LA. Yeah, okay.
I've got the disparity study. But when you look at, we're not competing in the 100% world. We're competing in the 20% world.
Well, that's my.
I got you, but we gotta
put ourselves
until
in
we.
the 100.
But we're not in it.
But why don't we force ourselves in? What if we use all this energy and force ourselves into it?
If you can't even get your part of your 20, if we can't even get our fair share of the 20 that we fought for, marching, fighting, kicking ass, that now white women, Asians,
you
and
can't say
Latinos,
Mexicans don't deserve. Mexicans went through a whole lot when a lot of people went through
those programs were put together because of black people.
I get it.
Role as being slaves.
I get it, Maze, but why are we allowing white people to control 80% and say we're fighting with other brown people over the 20 rather than going and telling white people, you know what, I don't give a shit what Mexicans are doing right now. We want part of your 80%. I guess that's the part that,
I'm saying I would love to be competing for the 100%. But what I'm suggesting right now is we haven't figured that out. That's why we created the 20.
They're making us take up battles with other brown brothers who held
the other brown
at the hands of
the other brown brothers have chosen to do battle with us.
Y'all, this is gonna be a great topic. We're gonna keep this up. This is beautiful, but I'm just telling you like this. When you look at what's happening in Compton, California. How many gang members, and they're not trying to merge with us. They are trying to eliminate black folks because they are now trying to be the preferred minority. Quite frankly, they are the preferred minority, the ones that everyone is now catering to try and assuage. Because we got free once Barack Obama got elected as president. Then white folks felt like it's all equal now.
But does it help anyone to continue that?
I'm not fighting against them. I'm just saying, hey, homie, if you want me to vote for you next go round, please don't get on TV talking to me about how you crying about what's happening for people that ain't even residents.
Well, as long as we also on that same note say, well, I'm putting my grandmother wants to go for the house and my cousin this, my cousin. You can say that, but at some point,
just don't come talking to me about. I ain't worried about nobody's issues but black folks.
All right, y'all tune in.
Like everybody, black folks always take up everybody else's issues and then be the last one still at the bottom.
I don't want to talk about sanctuary cities. I'd rather talk about our power, not sharing power with anybody.
So, I guess, guys, I'm going to give away some more tickets, vouchers to the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus 2016 is going on at the United Center, guys. You don't want to miss it. Well, you don't have to miss it because if you don't win a voucher, all you got to do is go to ringling.com. How about that? That's easy to do, right?
Yeah.
Go there, get all the information. It's at the United Center. You don't need anything else but to know that's where you're going to go. Maze Jackson, social media question of the week, along Bianca's hanging out with us as well. All of that is holding on. Harold is holding on. Elijah is holding on. Let's get to these phone calls.
What? Oh, you want the question?
Yeah.
The question one more time. Should Chicago continue to pursue its sanctuary city status, and what's in it for the black people?
All right, so Bianca and Maze were just like going at it the whole time during the commercial break. I went out, talked to Todd. Todd showed me emails. Come back, they are still in there going at it. But that's good though, because it's good, healthy
Conversations.
But this is real. It's good, healthy debate because I think both of you guys are making very strong points. Bianca is saying, hey, look, are we getting distracted by what real power is, bringing together both of these groups to demand this, should work? Are they trying to distract us and get us fighting each other? And Mays is saying, hey, at the end of the day, this is how government works. It's a finite amount of dollars and resources that they're putting out there, and we've got to fight. Black people, we've got to fight to get what we're supposed to get out of that pie. Are they, putting a limited amount of resources in there that are going to be going to the Latino community? And he used the schools as an example of that. So I think both of you guys, money that was allocated toward these schools, which a lot of us in Chicago have seen that. We've seen these great buildings as you drive over to Midway. You pass by some of these schools, which are impressive. And so the question arises, there's a couple of things that I think both of you guys are having a healthy debate in, not disagreement necessarily, but I think there's also, you guys are also kind of saying the same thing as well. You guys are kind of
I think we are saying the same thing. I think she's saying don't even talk about it. And my premise is we got to talk about it and we got to be like, hey, hold on. If you are looking for our support, right, the black folks support, if you are looking to turn around in 2 years and say, black folks, I need for you all to support me, then you need to be able to explain to me why that's the priority instead of us figuring out how we're going to move forward with the new administration.
And I'm agreeing with you that we need to tell them what the priority is by not feeding into the energy and saying, hey, you know what? We understand how this works. We see what's going on, but these are our issues.
Can I ask a question? How many Latinos went over to Mount Greenwood? When everything was going down in Mount Greenwood, how many Latinos were in solidarity?
So here, and that's a good point.
I'm just asking.
So you know what? And I want to remember that. Hopefully I do, man. Text me. I want to remember that next time I have Chewy on or somebody on. Like
Chewy?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he wasn't there to help y'all fight? Right, he wasn't a champion
But see, I want you to ask that question because that is a good point. That is a good point. Hey, look, African Americans, are concerned that when it comes to us standing up on some of these issues that are important to us, Laquan McDonough, what we call state-sponsored shootings of unarmed African Americans, you know, where is the Latino community when it comes to being out there on the streets and marching with us and flexing their political leverage to help us get the results that we want. That's a good
All
question.
I want is parity, bro. I'm suggesting that if you, I think that we have a tremendous amount of political acumen and a tremendous amount of political power that people often use to leverage. So when you look up and you see Jesse, Chewy, and all of those guys all together, it's like you don't want Jesse Jackson or whoever the next person is standing against you. And because Latinos don't tend to be as vociferous and as activists because they're seeking to assimilate or stay off the radar, they really don't come to the front until it's something that impacts them directly. So what I'm suggesting is, I'm not saying we don't, hey y'all, if y'all want to be on the team, then the teamwork works both ways. It's not we got to go defend the Dream Act. We got to defend the Dream Act, but I haven't heard any Latino anybody stand up in the Laquan McDonald shooting. Not one.
And that's a fair, and that is a fair statement, right?
Who stood up and said this is wrong? Let's deal with the police contract.
So because here's the reality, right? You know, 30 years ago when Harold Washington was constructing this black Latino, this black brown coalition, then that did exist. We had the Latino community was standing with the African American community on these issues that were important. So to the point that you're making, because see, I know what happened. I mean, basically the daily administration, the powers that be, they understood that if blacks and Latinos stay together, we're done. We are done. And so there's this kind of tension between the two communities that should be corrected. But here's the reality of America. When immigrants come into America, America almost tells them, narrates to them that, all right, now stay away from the blacks. So whether it's Hispanics, whether it's Asians, whether it's Arabs, whether it's
get your money.
People from the Indian community. Man, I always say this, you know,
they darker than us and be looking at you like,
exactly.
I dare you. I'm like, bro,
exactly.
Really? But see, again, here's the thing. We are expected and we feel that it's our duty. And so let me say that we have come to some agreement. Because as long as you saying that ain't our fight, then I'm okay with that. All I'm suggesting is we are strapping on the battle armor, right, to go to battle for some people who ain't even thinking about you until it's this time.
But sometimes in our community, we are ready to strap on battle armor to go against something than even things that are more for us. Because the fact about it is that when you think of where money is going, where budgets go, a lot of times the Latino community, they're educating their young people, whether it's because of assimilation or not, to say, learn how to read these budgets. You guys don't want to maybe be an athlete. Maybe you want to be a politician. Maybe you guys should start getting into politics. A lot of them teach their children politics at a young age. So sometimes it's easier for us, I find, as black people to go against something when we feel like it's so against us, rather than putting on, like you said, that body armor for us. You know how we get involved and we don't have other schools getting our budgets? How do we not know about this half the time until after the budgets are closed and signed off on?
Who are the people that are representing us?
Exactly. We need to get our black communities and have representation, so when these budgets are being done, before they're signed and sealed and delivered, and now all of a sudden we're losing 53 schools, somebody can come back and say, hey, you know what just got put on the ballot? You know what just got put on the bill? You know what they're trying to do? We never know it then till it's too late, and then we say, hey, why did they do that for the other brown person? It just doesn't seem progressive.
Here's another thing that I think we need to do better in the African American community, though, right? I think there are other immigrants that are here that I think if we really work at it, they want to be part of our coalition. But we've created this tension that exists between these groups that don't.
How, Matt? How?
No, hold on.
We've seen this before.
Hold on. Listen to what I'm
Who,
saying.
Matt?
Well, like for example.
Who?
For example, like the Arab community, right? So the Arab community, as merchants have come into our community, right, and opened up stores. But somehow this narrative got like, man, they're just in here to treat you like crap. And so we kind of took that, and maybe they took that as well.
So, Matt,
and so there's this tension between
Matt,
blacks and Arabs and blacks and Koreans, right?
Matt,
whereas I think if the leadership was right, that we could probably get Arabs. I think we could probably get Arabs and Koreans to actually probably be part of a minority. Because look what Donald Trump is talking about. Arabs, Muslims. Y'all, we getting rid of them, y'all.
So here's me, right? Because Matt, I've yet to go to the Arab store that you're talking about, where they act like they want us to be allied with that. If you take me to that store, and you take me to the Korean store, where they're like, "Oh, Mr. Jackson, welcome," and right? You take me to that store, and I might buy into this philosophy. I've yet to go to an Arab store or a Korean store where they've treated me like I felt like I should have been treated. So now, of course they want to ally with you now. Right? Of course they want to be your friend now and want you to line up. Matt, can you point to a black store?
Socially or politically? Because when you say how you're treated in a store, that's different than political.
That is, but I'm suggesting that if they control the economics of our community, which is another issue, right? And they don't respect our dollar or respect our young people, or they participate in putting all of the negativity into our community and then go back out to Orland Park. Why is it that now we need to run to the front to be allies?
All right, hold that thought. More when we return on Mace Jackson's social media question of the week. And, guys, for caller number 1 right now at 591-1690, you are going to win a family 4-pack of vouchers for Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. Out of this world, everybody loves the circus. Big kids, little kids, and grown kids love it all. We're about to give you an opportunity to blast off on an adventure of space age family fun with Ringling Brothers. Out of this world. Lucky caller number 1 right now, 591-1690. You are going. Traffic and weather coming up next.
Hey, y'all, need y'all do me a favor. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Oh, you going to the circus. All right, y'all, look. I can't believe Matt is trying to defend the Arab corner stores now. Matt, look. Come on, man. Have you been to an Arab corner store?
I grew up.
Okay, we all did in some way, shape, or form. But what I'm suggesting is, I've yet to go into an Arab corner store where they be like, "Thank you." They be like, "Throw your money."
No.
How many gas station babies running around this
But
neighborhood?
that doesn't really make, but they're really kind of rooting them their own people too. I mean,
That's because they competing. They've been at war.
I don't think that's the answer to our question is to try to judge whether people are nice or not. I think that it takes real leaders to say we have a problem. I agree with you. A lot of times they don't appreciate our business. But what if we took the first step? It's like we've had such breakthroughs in history where we're able to come together and make a difference. I feel like people are trying to tear us apart now as minorities because they want us to lose.
See, y'all keep saying minorities. I've yet to hear, and I'm still waiting for somebody to. I haven't heard Donald Trump say nothing bad about black folks. I've heard him
saying anything bad about.
I haven't heard him say nothing about.
He also wouldn't rent. Let's talk about behavior. There was not only a lawsuit. There are people you can speak to where he has had discriminatory behavior when it comes to his renting. So does it matter what?
Can I say this? Okay, but let me just be. Can I just be clear? As a person who has been a landlord, right? And rented to black folks, let me tell you, I could understand discrimination in some cases. No, it's not. If I had the choice to discriminate against some people, I certainly would. Let me just tell you, when people move into your place, right, and they don't pay rent, but they know the system, so they be like, "Yo, I'm not moving." It don't make a difference if it's my money, it's my money. If you are occupying my property and you don't pay the rent and you don't pay it for 2 months and your plan is to... Come on, man.
Now, Maze is talking about his personal experience, but whether Donald Trump discriminated against... I mean, your point is well taken as well. I think my problem with Donald Trump, my problem with Donald Trump is more... how you treated Obama with the birth certificate.
But then you got to be mad at Hillary because she kicked it off.
All right, stand back, because I'm going to give y'all...
Whoa.
What?
Riders,
what? You might pull DMX out of the drinks.
Shut him down, open up shop.
What?
Roll. That's a rough riders roll. Niggas want to die. Bitches want to die.
Are you rapping?
It was hard for me to look at DMX, man, when his hair started to grow back and he had that thing going right here. I was like, who is that? It was like, that's DMX. No, that ain't. What happened to X? What happened, brother? It was all right.
Didn't X just have another baby?
Did he really?
I think X just had another baby. That's like 12.
Remember that airport thing happened when he was like running from the airport? And
right.
Hey man, do you know, you just be like, do you remember DMX? But I'm gonna tell you what, DMX kicked off was part of one of the greatest eras in hip hop music.
Yeah.
Remember when DMX and Jay-Z and DMX and Jay-Z and they dropped 4 albums and they each one sold 1 million each? I mean, that was the end. They were the end of the music industry as we knew it, right? Because rap, like that's when we were still buying records and it just went away.
You took the words out of my mouth, Maze. I was about to say because it was DMX and Jay, and they were going back and forth.
Then you had Pun pop out.
Right, everybody was up in their game.
Oh God, you're making me want to go back to the club.
Everybody was up in their game to get into that competition, man. That was what, and so we don't know, because think about this as well, man. Can you imagine if Tupac and Biggie hadn't been killed, and then in the 90s, the rest of the 90s, you had Tupac, Biggie, DMX, and Jay all going at it? That would have been nuts.
Man,
it would have been nuts.
Y'all wasn't ready. Y'all ain't ready.
That was, but we always talk about the 90s, the good old 90s.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Terry Johnson. Terry, you are going to the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. A family 4-pack is taking you and whoever you want to take with you, guys. Even though you weren't a winner, all you got to do is go to www.ringling.com to purchase tickets.
Thank you, Maze. I'm going to the circus. And
You are going to the circus.
Oh.
You should be, because it literally is the greatest show on earth.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna let you two guys, because you guys are having great conversation. I'm trying to get a phone call in here. My point about the Arab community though as well, and the Korean community, was not like, I think the distinction that Bianca made is not like how the social experience is with us when we walk into their store, but how the experience is with us when we if we coalesce with their leadership. That's all I'm talking about.
Yes, agreed.
Hey man, do they have leadership?
They do though. And see, that's the point that I was going to make.
Maybe we should seek them out
and
bring new
leaders. Now let me tell you this real quick, guys. When I go,
we should talk to Rami Nashashibi, because he's doing a lot of work in there.
And maybe
that's good. Leaders. Good. You're absolutely right about that. In fact, Domity was on a panel yesterday, and I think there was a Arab American journalist on that panel, was it?
Yeah, she was Muslim. I don't know exactly what country she was from, Southeast Asia, but Rumana Hussein, who's a crime reporter for the Chicago Sun-Times.
All right. So here's I think, man, when I go into gas stations, sometimes I see the way brothers talk to the people that own the gas station. I think it's a two-way street a little bit, man. I've been in there before and brother buy something, man, and it'd be like, can I get a bag? Damn.
And man, because he's been there every day, because he's forced to go to that store every day.
Right,
and so they got a familiarity, man. These guys ain't always on the team, homie.
But for this new era, I mean, we've had our Martin Luther Kings, our Al Sharptons, our Muhammad Ali's. Who were bringing people together and trying to work with people? Can we name any leaders now, any young leaders, any new leaders that are trying to do those things? It feels like it's going to be easier to divide than to go back to those old ways and say, we're the new generation. We need to.
How's all that been worked? How has all of that worked out? Well, in the end game, how has all that coalition building with everybody and their mama worked out for us?
You have to look at it in segments. There's been a very big segment where the leaders in the black community have been entertainers, and that's been going on for a long stretch of time. So since that stretch of time, a lot of our leaders, if you go into the black community, they'll say, and remain nameless, some of our singers, some of our rappers, some of our athletes, and that's been for about 30, 40 years since our last great leaders that we look at have come. So maybe it's time to, shuffle things up and not make our entertainers our leaders and bring in, again, strong leaders who are politically.
Let me go to Cam, because Cam has been holding on for a long time. Cam, good morning. Welcome to WVON, my friend.
Hey, how you doing, man? I just got to drop the ball on y'all. I'm not going to lie. I voted for Trump because I was sick of a lot of nonsense that's been going on. Y'all say, oh, well, this and that, but look at it like this. Obama got in because of the black vote and pretty much did more for homosexuals than he did for blacks. Case in point, y'all talk about the schools. Emmanuel snuck his way into office in here, got in, tore us down. Now we're trying to build us up. Yeah, we're competing with the Mexicans, but Trump, to a degree, has some plight because basically we knew we need to fortify ourselves, and maybe this is a good thing that we come together because look at it like this. Trump life. So if he screws up his presidency, guess what? He only makes money off his name. So if his name is more, what good is he for him to do? So basically, we don't need to panic. We do need to come together, like we always say. But like I said, we do need to tone up these people out because May said that those Mexicans, the Latinos, have never stood for us too much of nothing, and they've taken from us and gave us nothing. So it's like we put the same people in here who incarcerate us more than anybody. Why would I put up back in? The last person I want. That's all I'm saying.
All right, good call. 8:57, so we only got a couple of minutes, man, so I want you guys make your final comments on this. I'll start with Bianca.
Well, I think that continuously throughout hundreds of years, it's been very easy for people to throw things in front of us and say, this person's the problem, this person's the solution. It's not just this election, it's been happening for hundreds of years. The way for us to become truly empowered is through knowledge, is through becoming involved in politics, not through getting a different person, a different party. It doesn't matter who you voted for, it matters what we take now and how we empower ourselves through knowledge.
All right, Maze, your final
and
comments.
Participation.
My final comment is what's in it for the black people. Look, when we talk about any of these coalitions, when we talk about helping, stepping up, or jumping up in front of to help somebody else, we have to ask ourselves, what's in this for our community? Politics is war without bloodshed, right? So if we're going to play this political game, let's win the war, because we can't be triaging everybody. Fix yourself and then you help somebody else. Check me out, www.mazejacksonsaid.com. Hey, man, I'm going to be filling in for Perry, too, so 3 more hours.
And check us out on MillerMassiniReport.com, and we're on the same page, Maze. We need to get politically strong.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Thanks for everybody for coming on today's show. In the 6 o'clock hour, we had Faisal Khan, who went over the city's budget yesterday, vote in city council. 7 o'clock, we had Nakima Levy-Pounds, former president of Minnesota NAACP, who is now running for mayor, and she told us all about the charges and what's the climate's like in Minnesota following the Philando Castile charges.
I'm about to end this broadcast right now, but we'll be back 9 to noon.
Scott, because she's an incredible producer and helping out on today's show.
9 to noon.
Have a good one, everybody. Maze
Right
is filling in for Perry. Don't go anywhere. Have a good Thursday. Enjoy the weather. We're
Say
back at
something.
it at 6 a.m.
Say something to you.
Hello.
All right. Max, you out?
Howdy there, guys. Enjoy this weather.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Maze Jackson. Stay tuned. I'm about to end this broadcast, but I'm going to be filling in for Perry Small, 9 to noon, but I got to get some juice on this phone. Holla back. Peace.